Hi guys, I'm Woodcraft Hamster and I thought I'd do another episode on our Sycamore bowl. So this is the blank that we roughed out last time, and since then all I've done is just very roughly mark out where I want the bowl, and I've also put a small hole just here and another small hole just here, and I'll show you what that's for in just a second. But what I think I'm going to do, I'm just going to move the camera a little bit closer in and we'll make a start. Right then guys, so today's episode is basically about hollowing out this bowl blank, and the way I'm going to be doing that primarily is this, which is my adze. And what I tend to find when I'm using an adze, if I can secure this piece of work down as best as I can, the least amount of movement that you get out of this while you're using the adze, the easier your life will be. So the reason I've made these two holes is basically so that I can pop a couple of screws in. One there and one here, and the reason for this is that this is now rock solid and it's going absolutely nowhere, and that's absolutely fine. The holes have been put into the areas of waste wood, so this is stuff I'm going to be carving away regardless, so it's not going to do any damage to the piece. I've marked out a couple of little bits here just where I'm thinking about having my handles, and what I was going to say guys, the way in which to use an adze is in kind of a sort of sweeping motion, like this chopping motion, where you're coming sort of slightly back towards yourself, and what I tend to do is do this from the centre and work my way out. Now I can undo these screws however I like, and I can move this around to get to the bits that I want to go to. But for the time being I'm just going to make a start from the centre and get this bowl started off with being hollowed out. Now what I think I'll do, I'm going to move the camera around a little bit guys before I start moving from the other side, just so you can get a better idea of what it is I'm doing. Right, so I've just moved you around slightly. So to begin with we were cutting this way, and now that I've got a sort of a nice selection or a nice bit of this cut away, we move over to the other side, and what that will allow us to do is remove a lot of the material that we've already chopped and start getting this depression made. So there we're starting to get a nice little bowl shape coming out, and if I just move back around the other side of the camera there, make sure I'm not standing in your way. Hopefully, and if I just tilt the camera in a little bit for you, hopefully you can see where we're going with this. And what we're starting to do is take out a little depression, and as this gets deeper we'll move back this way and this way, and we'll start forming the basis of our bowl. So I think what I'll do, I'll probably spend another sort of 10 or 15 minutes doing this, and I'll come back when we've made a little bit more progress. Right then guys, so we've got a little bit of progress here, and one thing I just wanted to say really quickly is that I think a lot of people look at the adze as a kind of hacking implement, and certainly that's true when you're taking away sort of the larger pieces to start forming your bowl. But actually, hopefully you can see here, I'm actually able to get really close to my lines without too much risk of sort of going over. And you can be quite precise with this. And the other thing I wanted to say is that when you do get to this stage, and obviously you know it's going to be quite uneven as you're getting close to your lines, before moving over to something like a gouge, what you can do is actually use your adze in that kind of manner, and what you'll do is just sort of use it a bit like a gouge, just to smooth down those walls and get that nice kind of sweeping curve where your wall will turn into the bottom of the bowl. and it's quite a sort of intuitive thing here, really. You know, once you start doing it and you get a feel for it, it's actually pretty easy to do, and it just means you're not spending so much time with your adze, with your gouge rather than your adze. So, you know, for me, it's a case of I've already got the adze in my hand. I can just sort of finish off the sides of these walls, and it will help you sort of finish off a little bit at the bottom of the bowl as well before you move over to your next tool. Right then guys, so there you go, and I think we're going to stop there for today. So this is the hollowed out bowl as it is so far. It's only roughly hollowed so far, and it still has a little bit of refinement yet to come. But you know, we've made quite fairly short and easy work of this. Probably only took about 25 minutes to get to this stage, and that's with the initial kind of hacking out, getting the large chunks out of the way, and then probably another 10 minutes or so just using the adze in a slightly more controlled, more refined manner, just to get things smoothed down a little bit, ready before we move on to the next tool, which will be the gouge. And that's what I think I'll do in the next episode. So hope it was useful guys. Comments and questions in the box below. Hit like and subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I hope you'll all join me next time. Thanks guys.